The last thing I have to do before I go into creating a character set is to create a smooth attribute to my master node that I can turn on and off with my geometry. So having selected the master node, I'm going to go to Edit, Add Attribute, and this is going to be smooth. And it's going to be a whole integer type, and it's going to turn on and off the smooth from 0 to 2 in the divisions of your smooth division levels, and the default's going to be set to 0. Alright, so there we have our smooth attribute. It's editable, but it's not connected to anything. Now I'm going to go back to my body here, and I'm going to go into my polygon modeling set and do a mesh smooth. When I do that, it's actually going to create a new polysmooth face 1 node. Okay, it might take a moment because it's calculating. Okay, and when you open that up, you'll see that the division is set to 1. I'm going to set that back to 0 to get my geometry back. But you'll notice that once you do a smooth, you're going to have an input node that now exists in your construction history. And we're going to use this to our advantage. And what I'm going to use is the connection editor. And I'm going to load the left with the master node and bring up the smooth. And I'm going to grab the poly smooth face 1 node of the geometry and load that into the right. Okay, so you actually have to select the geometry and then select the poly smooth face 1 input node and load that input node into the right window. Now this is going to be divisions, and that's going to be set to the smooth node. Alright, so I've connected it, and now I can close this, and what that will allow me to do is smooth my character with my master node. Okay, so we're at the last 2 pages of the book, and this is really exciting because we get to create a character set with Romeo, and this step is super simple. But what I'm going to do is select the master node, and as you'll notice that the master node has just the control objects in its group. Okay, so the geometry is not part of it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and go back into my animation menu set. I'm going to go to character, create character set options. We can call this Romeo, and make sure that your hierarchy below selected node is turned on so that it's going to create a character set out of all of your controls that you've carefully set up for your character. Okay, and I'm going to include all keyable. What that means is it's going to exclude anything that is non-keyable, right? And that's it. Create character set. So when you create the character set, in your outliner, you're going to see this new node here. It looks like just a biped standing there. But when you expand it, it's going to have all the attributes that you did not lock and hide underneath it. Okay, and these are the objects and their attributes that you're going to be keyframing with a single S shortcut when you animate your character. Now you can turn on and off your character set at the bottom here next to your time slider, and this red triangle will be turned on when you select the right character set. So you can have multiple character sets in one scene, and then you'll be using that in conjunction with setting keyframes and auto keyframing. The great thing about this is that it will expedite your animation process, and it will also group together all the nodes that you need for the character. So it's a clean rig. It is the way to go. And let's see, all of these light blue colored attributes are actually driven and connected to other attributes. So they're driven by constraints and we can delete them. So any of these colored attributes that are in your Romeo character set attribute list are actually being driven by constraints. So you can command select, or I believe it's control select on the PC, all of these colored attributes. Okay, and you can go to character, remove from character set. The next step you're going to do is use this file to reference Romeo into a new file to start the walk cycle.